Welcome back, everybody, to AM-1220 KHTS, your hometown station. It's a Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. It's a busy show today. We have on with us our, you haven't had him for a while, a friend of the show.
He's been away, but he can't tell you where, or he could tell you, but he'd have to kill you.
Right. It's Mr. Robert Patrick Lewis, Gazette columnist, Green Beret, and what else are you? Investment guy? What are you?
I'm much more passive in my civilian life than I think John.
Master of all he surveys.
Rob, let me tell you, I've got a quote here that I got on my phone today, and let me ask you who you think you could attribute this to. The person said, life is too cruel to allow me the pleasure of seeing Hillary Clinton in an orange jumpsuit.
That sounds like a wise man.
And who was that wise man?
Yeah, that had to be me. I think I'm going to start charging royalties for anybody that wants to repeat it, because it's a doozy.
Is it going to happen, Rob? Or is she going to get away with this?
You know, so that's the thing. Even Donald Trump, so I like him because he tells the truth. Shoots from the hip. And that's the thing that I think the establishment or people are having a hard time wrapping their mind around. People don't really care what he's saying. People care that he is the one saying it. And they don't get that distinction. Like, people understand that debates used to be this point where politicians would get up and tell us their opinions. But now we have debates, and it's their PR people, and it's their managers. It's their opinions, it's not the politicians' opinions. And so it's Donald, man. You know it's him unfiltered, and they like that.
So, Rob, if I told you that one of our sitting presidents actually lied at a deposition and nothing happened to him, and then his
wife is now running for president.
And what do you think is going to happen? Can you remember they used to call Bill the Teflon president?
They are. They're like Teflon Don. They're like the mob. They really are like the mob.
But wait, Rob, did you answer my question?
I'll answer now.
Do you think she's going to get indicted?
I think Donald Trump is the only one with the cojones to actually try to do it, but because he's a businessman, somebody will offer him money and he won't do it.
So you don't think the President administration, if the FBI director recommends indictment, they will follow through on it?
No.
Wow.
I don't think it'll get that far. I don't think he will. I just don't. I hope, God, I pray to God I'm wrong. But again, it's hard for me to believe somebody's going to do it right.
Let me ask you a question. You're in the financial world. Remember when Martha Stewart spent time in prison?
Well, and so here's the thing that drives me absolutely bonkers about that, is that members of Congress do that same every single day. They are allowed to get information on IPOs. They know where government contracts are going to go. They know what all is going to happen, and they are allowed to use that every day in their trading. That's why a lot of these guys come in as paupers and leave as multi-millionaires, because they're allowed to insider trade every single day. There was a law that prohibited that, and it was on the books for, I think, like 3 months, and somebody got really, really quick, and some other big, hey, look over here, mass shooting or something happened, and they slipped another bill under, they got rid of it.
Yep. All right, so
that just kills me.
Yeah.
Like Martha Stewart of all people? Come on, man. If it was like a gangster rapper or something, all right, I got it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She spent time in prison. Hillary, for what she did, isn't going to?
No.
Well, General Petraeus, right? And an American hero, right? The guy who's attributed with changing the entire tone of the war in Iraq.
Yep.
Did less than Hillary did.
Oh, much less.
Right? There was just a chick that had top secret clearance that saw his notebooks.
Saw his schedule. It was his schedule.
Yeah,
it was his schedule.
It goes to show you, like, they are so built into the political machine, and they know where the bodies are buried. Yep. And that's the game in politics today. You know where the bodies are buried, you can do what you want.
So I read your sour grape piece in the Gazette.
It was a little more I think it was a little bit more upbeat.
It was upbeat, but it was. I just wanted to know what country you're going to move to.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm not one of these guys that, oh God, please let Kanye West and Al Sharpton actually move if Donald Trump. If they really do that, I will vote for Donald in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those guys that says, well, America is horrible, because you know what? Despite all of our ills, I've lived in Europe. I've spent a lot of time in Africa. I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East. I've spent a lot of time all over the world. We are still by far the best in every single subject. And the people that say otherwise are people that just have too much free time on their hand and nothing to complain about.
Well, I read somebody, one of my friends actually wrote this the other day, and I was like, okay. I was actually bringing it in. I thought, no, I should talk to him first. He brought up a very interesting point. Donald Trump doesn't say anything racist. The press calls Donald Trump a racist. If you listen to what he says, his views aren't that far off from mainstream Republican views. Cruz and Rubio, they're about the same thing. We're not arguing about that much difference. It's presentation.
Yep.
Well, and it's a tactic that Obama perfected, right?
Yeah.
If you can't win an argument, claim racist, sexist, bigot.
Yeah.
Right? Any of those. And there's really, like, how do you defend that and say, no, I'm not racist? And they say, yes, you are. You can't, there's no quantifiable argument, right?
It's the nasty lawyer trick. It's a nasty lawyer trick.
Yeah,
so when did you stop beating your wife? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's the pedophile thing, too, right? Like, a lot of people, and that's, if you are into the tinfoil hat wearing crowd, you look at a lot of people that possibly do something that, somebody in the government or somebody with a lot of power get pissed off as, they end up with child porn automatically, right? And it's people that there was never any hint of this ever, but it just randomly shows up on the computer and the FBI is at their door. There are certain things that you can never, no matter how much evidence you have showing that to be untrue, you can never wipe that off of your kind of public history of yourself and your record and your resume and your own persona. Like, that's something that racism, kiddie porn, sexism, bigotry, those are so despicable that people will just always label you as that, no matter what.
We're talking to Robert Patrick Lewis, everybody, a columnist for the Gazette and a Green Beret and investment guy. Hey, Robert. Yeah, an author. Sorry, there's so many titles I can't remember them all. But you know what, when you're in high school and you're playing another team and the other team was killing somebody and the other team had sour grapes and you'd start saying, scoreboard, scoreboard, look at the scoreboard. That's what I'm thinking with Trump. And and so many people are gnashing their teeth over Trump. But he's killing them, Rob. He's killing them.
I know. Well, and that's, again, it kind of goes to show you that difference between the establishment and the popular vote, right? What the establishment might want and what the people actually want typically aren't the same thing. The establishment is in control of the media, so they can have Fox News say whatever they want to say. The thing about this is that people like Donald, because he is the only one that really is anti-establishment, that he's attacking both the GOP establishment and the Democratic establishment. He does what he wants to do. What they can't figure out is that every time they say the establishment is trying to get rid of this guy and they don't want him, that makes people more polarized towards Trump because they're sick of the establishment too. And that, if I could be king for a day, I would fire the GOP's entire PR machine because they've been screwing it up since 2008 and they're screwing it up again.
Are they gnashing their teeth over Trump?
No, I mean, of course they are, because that's one of the things is that he doesn't. The Republican Party used to be a party of small business, and then lobbyists started paying people a lot of money for defense contractors and things like that. And so the GOP started going, oh, wow, we can make a lot of money by, funneling a lot of government money into these certain businesses, it goes exactly against what the Republican Party started at.
They were two brothers. They had an outcome, or they have the second largest company in the United States. I forgot their name.
So their father, that's the big thing with them, though. Their father is actually libertarian. They were raised libertarian, but they're smart, and they know that a libertarian candidate, unfortunately, is never going to win. Like, the one shining hope that I had in this campaign is out.
Sour grapes.
He was the only one that was libertarian leading.
That's because he didn't get any votes.
Yeah.
And that's what really makes me sad for this country.
Okay, but
it really does.
Robert,
you look at the other options, and it's just God.
All right, Robert, we could do this all day. We've got like 3 minutes. You ready? So here you go. We're gonna do rapid fire questions. All right.
Okay.
Supreme Court.
I have my gun.
Please. Don't put it on semi-automatic, okay? Supreme Court nomination, yes or no by the GOP? All right. Well, I mean, how do they handle this?
It's a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen.
Why is it a smokescreen?
I think it's something that they're doing. Like, Obama is doing this, and he said, okay, no, don't let Obama nominate somebody. And then he goes, well, maybe I'll nominate a Republican. And then everybody goes, oh, okay, yeah. And then what happened today? The Republican dropped his name. So now everybody said, yeah, you can do it. He's going to slip a ultra left-leaning person in there.
Which, was the GOP.
It's a bait and switch.
All right, here we go. Next one, rapid fire.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
Trump versus Clinton.
Trump. God, I hope. Oh God, I hope. Again, like if it was a good and just world, she would be in jail before the election, but it's not.
Okay, Trump versus Biden.
Biden? Oh God, old grumpy Uncle Joe. Trump.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. All right, ceasefire with Russia, really?
Oh, God, Syria thing? Yeah, right. No, you see how the fighting intensified the day before the signing was this. No, nope.
All right.
That's another bait and switch. I don't know what they're switching, but that's another bait and switch. They're up to something.
If Trump is a nominee, is there going to be a bunch of Republicans that sit out the vote like they did with Romney?
No, because the majority is on his side. They've shown that. There might be, like the bigger name people, but they'll be in the vast minority.
Okay, last question. You ready? Who plays you in the movie?
Oh, God. Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Somebody much sexier than I am in reality. I've been trying to work. I've been doing 2 days again trying to get rid of this beer gut. I don't know. As soon as I took the uniform off, it's like I gained. It's like.
Well, we should let people know what we're talking about because Robert Patrick Lewis is a world-renowned author. Because I told one of my cousins in England about it, so now you're world-renowned. There you go.
I think I sold one in Australia.
There you go, world-renowned. It's like he wrote this great book called The Pact. We're waiting breathlessly for the sequel. I knew that was going to happen.
It should be out very short. I was hoping for March. I think it might be a month or two behind that, but it'll be out very short.
And it picks up right where the sequel left off?
Yeah, it picks up on the front lines of World War III.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Literally on the front line.
All right. All right. And then hopefully it's going to be licensed to a major movie studio, right?
Right. Do we get a cut?
No, we're going to be in the movie. We're going to get a small part.
No, I just hoping I can get it. I don't know how much, since this would be number one, I don't know how much say I get in anything, but sure, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? Right. Yeah, this is part for you. We'll just do Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah style.
Robert Patrick Lewis, everybody.
All right, Robert, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right. Yeah, you can get The Pact on several different online sites.
Yes, I read that book. Excellent. I can't wait for the sequel.
It was no time at all to read. It was a great book. It was a good read. All right, it's time for sports.
Mr. Sports is with us.
Mr. Sports is with us. So, have you measured your hand yet?
Measure my hand? No.
You didn't see the whole Jared Goff has small hands at the NFL Combine?
I have not heard that yet.
Oh, my goodness. It's the silliest thing. The NFL wants your hand, and everybody's going to not go walk around measuring their hand now. It wants it to be 10 inches from the tip of your thumb to the tip of your pinky.
He's the starting quarterback of a D1 school. Why all of the sudden is this an issue?
I saw him play, and he threw a pretty good ball. So
yeah,
what does
I guess his hands aren't
But
big
it only rains in the NFL.
That's right.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not true. It's only cold when... No, that's not true either. They need something to do with their time and warrants.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's probably
So is that going to cause them to drop in the draft, you think?
No.
I don't know. I mean, quarterbacks are going to be those weird things. RG3 is getting cut. First-round quarterbacks are not usually that spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple notable exceptions.
Yeah.
The traitor John Elway, Andrew Luck playing for the wrong Colts. I'm still bitter. But there's not that many that make it. I mean, Tom Brady was what 8th or 7th round draft.
Yeah.
pick?
And you have Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco though. They're still pretty solid. I mean, Matt Ryan's on the down slope, but
yeah, there's some, you can get some value, but man, the big splash ones, Johnny Manziel. Yeah, he'll be indicted probably before Hillary. Wow, I just said that.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
I said Johnny Manziel and Hillary Clinton in the same sentence.
It's
That's
true.
so unbelievable.
That's not.
Manziel will get indicted before Hillary. Anyway,
all right. So the combine. You're not into watching men run around in their underwear.
In tights and.
What is your 40 time? Do you know?
A 40 time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lie and say it's like a 4.3, but it's probably somewhere near the 5s.
I can't drink that. I can't drink that fast. I can't drink that
Mr.
fast.
Sports is an honest man.
Yeah, I can't drink that fast. I'm not. They're making this a made-for-TV event.
I mean, it's a slow day in sports when we're talking about the combine.
Well, we're talking about how slow it is in sports.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's
because
the
it's
problem.
February.
And there's nothing else to talk about. I mean, pitchers and catchers, they reported, but there's no games
the
yet.
number 1 seed lost in men's basketball.
Well, that happens every week.
That keeps happening. So
that happens every week.
I want to pose this question. Is it a matter of great parity in college basketball for once, or is it a matter of every single team actually not being that good right now?
I think it's more of the latter.
You think so?
Because I think what's happening in college basketball. Well, I got a better question about college basketball.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is because everybody's leaving. You get these
After
one and
dones.
They don't have a chance to develop into a team.
Right.
So it's really college basketball is more about coaching. Have you got a good coach who can take personalities? I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the coach, the rat face from Duke. I went to Maryland. I can't say his name. Coach K. Whatever. He's very good at melding personalities. Into a team. But here's a better question for both you guys. The big one today, and you mentioned it, Villanova, the number one team in the country, lost again. That's happened like every other week this year. I think they were the longest at 6 or 7 weeks max. But when they lost to Xavier, when Xavier won, they stormed the court. Okay, I brought up this big, massive controversy. Do you agree with storming the court?
Yeah.
From my standpoint, if my team is no good, and they just knocked off number one, storm the court.
Xavier's the 5 seed.
They're number 5 in the country. They should act as if.
Yeah.
Now they hadn't beaten Villanova since they joined the Colonial Athletic Conference, whatever the new Big East thing is. But still,
storming the court though is a product of ESPN. Because they made it big, and now the students do that because they want to see it on ESPN.
But I mean, here's the thing: when you actually get onto the court, what then? You're just standing on the court, and
it's not like you're going to tear down the goalposts. It's not like somebody's going to get hurt. I mean,
like the players are leaving the court, so you can't really you can congratulate them really quick, but now you're just standing awkwardly in like this bowl-shaped area
in a mosh pit. The coach from Arizona who had their court stormed when they got lost to Colorado, or they lost to Colorado. Colorado stormed the court. Was like, one of my players is going to punch somebody, and they're going to get suspended, and that's going to affect my win-loss record, basically, and which is going to affect his bottom line. So, of course, he's dead set against it.
I mean, but when you get to the point of punching people, I think that's more kind of restraint on the player. I don't blame the students at that point.
You know something? When somebody said that, he goes, "Well, it would obviously be in self-defense." Yeah, come on.
Okay.
But as much as we're ripping on college, in a few weeks when the conference tournament starts, we're going to be glued to the TV.
Oh, and I'm going to love seeing people rush the court then.
No question.
Right now, not so much regular season. Who cares?
Look, the way I look at it is everybody goes, "Oh, college basketball is good for March." And I'm like, no, if you pay attention, there's some really good games, some really good storylines. Just like any other sporting event, do you have some pigs and some horrible games? Absolutely. Yeah. But you've also got 220 some odd teams playing every week.
Yeah.
So you're going to have, I guess the Electoral College versus Robert Moore's. No, the Electoral College is not a real college, Doug. I'm just not out there. You're going to have Robert Moore's versus, Steve Perry's State or something.
They don't even televise those ones.
You could probably find them on ESPN, the Ocho.
Like
Clue TV or something.
True TV. ESPN Ocho.
Now, do you think that LSU with Ben Simmons, even though their schedule and their win, like their strength of schedule isn't very strong, do you think they'll make the NCAA tournament just so Ben Simmons can get some national airtime?
I say no because I think that would ruin the integrity of it, and if they do, because they don't deserve to be in.
No, they don't at all.
But Ben Simmons is going to probably be the number 1, probably number 4 pick, I think.
You think he's going to drop down to 4?
I think he's going to drop down to 4.
I'd like to change the subject a little bit to kind of a local team, UCLA. They fired Ben Holland how many years ago? 3 years ago?
You got to be around that.
Got them to the Final Four, got them deep into the NCAA tournament. Was always a factor in conference tournament play. They let him go because style wasn't there. And how is his replacement done?
I mean, he's done not much better. But what I would have
done worse.
I can't say. Well, I mean, with Ben Howland, the 2 teams he brought to the Final Four, the 1 team he brought to the national championship, those teams were stacked. You had Russell Westbrook, you had Kevin Love, you had Darren Collison.
And who recruited him?
That's true. That is a good point.
That's the point. And you don't realize that it's not so much, and that's what most schools go through is you've got a good coach or you've got a good recruiter.
Right.
I mean, right now, University of Maryland's coach is a great recruiter.
Yeah. So is Arizona.
Can't coach his way out of a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I mean, it's like call timeout. Oh, you're letting them play through
UCLA's future right now, I think we're in kind of like a holding period until next year because we have Lonzo Ball coming in and Leaf coming in. And we have 2 top 5 players in the nation coming in. Yeah. And this is kind of a holdover year with Bryce
I just
Alford,
know if I was a president of UCLA, I would call the athletic director in and ask him why he made that move. Because to me, right now, it was a bad move.
It's looking like it so far. As much as I love UCLA, like it's looking like he's not much better than Ben Howland. And Ben Howland's got, I think he's at Mississippi State now, and he's doing all right.
He's a good coach.
He's not doing
He's
terribly.
not a great recruiter.
No.
That's the problem. No. Same thing with Alford. Good coach, knows basketball.
Can I change subjects again?
Yeah.
No, I have a
Yes.
question.
No,
You're just going crazy, Doug.
No, wait a minute. Let me finish
All right,
my
hurry.
question.
We only got a minute.
One bracket? Or several brackets?
One. I'm only a one
Okay,
guy.
just saying.
Yeah.
We talked
You got
about the
bracket.
NBA last week, was it?
I'm
and
sure
how
we did.
boring it was. And
Yeah.
after that, I made myself watch the Golden State Clipper game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And watched most of it. And that was some good
And you stayed awake?
basketball. Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
it was. an
if you watch the
excellent
Golden
game.
State, you're
Yeah.
going to watch some
Yeah,
good
well, that's
basketball.
true.
Now, and one thing I noticed, we all said we like college better, but you could tell the talent on those two teams when they
there's
were
no
meshing the way Golden
Oh, yeah.
State passes
Oh, yeah.
the ball and
Yeah.
works their offense. It is something.
And that's
to
the thing
see.
about NBA is that it's the best players from all of college. So you
yeah.
you
like
wipe out
watching
all
an
of like
all-star
the flotsam, whatever
Was
you
it
want to call it.
that Oscar Robinson said this week that Curry would be he'd be okay.
Oh, come
during
on.
my time.
Well, they'd mug him so
Yeah,
hard. They'd be
would.
roughing him so hard,
But I
and
think
you can. That's
But I think he could play through that. Now,
You think
the
so?
other interesting question is Jordan in today's game. That would just not be fair.
no, because you can't touch him.
He'd set records on the free throw line.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. That's the state. So, all right. What else we got? Baseball's coming up soon. Right? Pitchers
it?
and catchers reported. Don Mattingly doesn't like mustaches, apparently.
What is it? I don't get that.
I think that's
He
the
had
funniest thing
one
ever.
most time he was managing
I
the
know.
Dodgers. He used to grow a, what do you call it, a Fu Manchu.
Yeah,
Not
he-
last year, but the year before.
Yeah, he put a thing, but the Miami Marlins, which sounds really hard to say.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister.
Aren't going to be allowed to have facial hair.
Really?
There you go. I think we should institute that policy with our show. We have to have facial hair. Anyway, all right. That was all I got.
All right.
Well, it's time to end the show anyway.
All right, Mr.
All right.
Sports, thanks so much for coming
No
in.
Yeah,
problem.
thanks,
I'll
Mr.
see you
Sports.
guys next
Maybe
week.
baseball next week, hopefully.
Maybe.
Maybe something good. All right.
All right, that sounds good.
Been listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Cruz hometown station. Thanks to all our guests. Doug, thank you. And we'll
Thank
see you all
you,
next
John.
week.
See ya.
you.